Welcome back, everybody, to Rob's MetalWorks. We are once again here in the Rob's MetalWorks studio at the end of July, continuing our work for summer 2026, bringing you the best in all of Texas metal here in South Texas. And tonight, what a special, special night. We are delivering the mobility, the majesty of Austin's Bannerlord. Welcome, guys, to the show. Woo! Yeah. Oh, no. You guys have been drinking.
No, we haven't.
What a great night we're having, right?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, man. I'm having a great time with you guys. Thank you for coming down to San Antonio to chat with us. And, you know, when I first came to know about Bannerlord several weeks back, as I was sharing downstairs, I was like, and you guys sent me your music, I was like, oh, man, yeah. These guys are fucking ready. They're primed, and they are delivering the goods. Now, guys, keep in mind, there's people all over the world who watch our show. So despite the fact that I may know about you, I want to share a little bit about your history, about each of your experiences, because despite the fact that Bannerlord is a fairly new band, you guys are already at a higher level because obviously the experience you have, as I just said. So let's talk a little bit about your histories and share a little bit about leading into the formation of Bannerlord.
Yeah, so I kind of got this whole thing kicked off, not to take all the credit here, but, you know, me and Brandon have been playing guitar together for almost 20 years.
Wow.
Between not necessarily all metal, but a lot of prog rock bands, classic rock, you know, just playing in parties in bedrooms and pitch black rooms, just getting drunk and, you know, just whatever happens. Star Wars medleys and
wow.
stuff. And, you know, Brandon is such an awesome guitar player and creative, and I was like, dude, we gotta start a metal band, man. And so I said, if you can write this stuff, I can assemble the team.
The
team together.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we wrote 2 or 3 songs, would you say, Brandon? Probably. And we put them
5 or something. Yeah. It was like maybe about 4 or 5, but we didn't even know what direction we really wanted to go in. We were kind of doing some random stuff for a minute there, like kind of even some like groove rock and new metal stuff. We were trying to figure out what we even wanted to do. And then we met this guy on Craigslist.
Yeah, Charles responded. Really? Charles responded to our.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's right.
Wow.
So he responded to be singer, right? And he said, "Well, I can also play bass." And I'm like, 2 for 1. I'll take it. That's another guy I don't have to track down.
Yeah.
And so we met at the Tap Room in San Marcos in like June of 2023, and
that one dude was a little weird though.
Well, it was so we had a drummer initially that was really interested, and about 10 minutes into us talking about what we all wanted to do, he was like, I can't do this, guys. So we went through 4 or 5 drummers trying people out, and we weren't going to settle. We weren't going to be like, you can hit the snare drum, you're in, buddy, you know.
That's why you guys got to give Wade a lot of credit, man.
We tried to.
Dude, let me tell you something. I know this just from working with so many bands. Good drummers are hard to come by. Yeah. And if you find a good drummer, he's probably already like in 3 bands.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, man, you guys, you know,
so
every time you guys should go out, you should be buying drinks for Wade.
Well, long story short, they settled. So that's
no, definitely not. And to tell you a funny story about when we met Wade.
Tell us.
He signed his emails Clay Moore. And
oh no!
And we were like,
he's a serial killer.
Well, whatever, you know. He sent us a video of him playing online. I was like, all right, this dude's good. Let's, you know. He came and tried out, and immediately it was like it clicked, like right away. It was awesome.
Yeah.
We didn't know what his name was though. I don't know if his name was Wade.
That's weird,
I didn't know
bro.
if his name was Clay. I didn't know if his name was
That's
Quentin.
kind of weird.
Like, there were so many, and eventually now we know his name is Wade.
Yeah.
But at first then Brandon brought up that these dudes have a similar interest in the Dark Souls games, and one of the weapons is a claymore. Claymore was his online alias.
I was doing Dark Souls drum covers with the alias of Claymore because it's the weapon in the game. And so he was very concerned that I had two different names. I'm like, dude, Claymore. Like, you know what a Claymore is, bro.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm not a murderer. But
That's why you were checking out that game in my game room, the Dark Souls game.
100%. That's our favorite. But also, even when we were like, I pointed that out. I was like, hey, that's just a weapon in a video game, guys. Y'all are going crazy with it. But then I thought Quartz was a made-up name. The last name. I was like, that can't be his real last name. So I was like, I bet his name really is Wade. And then so when we finally had to ask him, because I had to give credit for our first recording, I was like, Wade, what's your real last name? He goes,
You recorded a song, you didn't even know his fucking name?
Yeah. Well, no. And
what the fuck?
Well, we were all scared to ask. We didn't know we didn't know
what he was gonna do.
And then anyways, I said, wait, what's your real last name? He goes, it's literally Quartz, dude. And I was like, all right, so that's really his name.
Wow.
my real name's weirder than my fake name, apparently.
Wow.
But yeah.
So the actual formation of the band was in 2023. Late 2023. Wow. That even makes it that much more impressive because you guys as a band are a fairly young fucking band. You haven't been together so long. And what I find so admirable is the fact that you guys have already accomplished so much as far as like your style, your recordings and what you're doing. And that's why, like I said downstairs, I mean, like, man, when I got your stuff, I was like, oh, yeah, these guys are fucking ready. So when the band was together, you finally had, the real Wade on board.
So we think.
So you think. Wade probably not even his real name either.
We're cool with whatever at this point.
Exactly. Fuck no, it's Muhammad. You never know, bro. Especially in Austin. What in all seriousness, because you guys, one of the things too that I quickly noticed is that you guys have your own kind of vibe, your style, your musical style, and then also kind of like the imagery and the lyrical content is unique in of its own. So, what was the vision for Bannerlord?
Yeah, so I think we have got 3 rules when we write a song. Is it dark? Is it heavy? And is it epic? We don't really think about genre too much. We don't think about, is it death metal? Is it black metal?
Right.
Or, so we hear a lot of people say, man, your guys' sound is kind of all over the place. But that's just, we're not trying to necessarily play in a genre as much as we're just writing music that makes us inspired and makes us feel like, oh, dude, that's sick.
Right.
Variety is the spice of life.
Right.
Yeah.
What was the whole, like the thing that I just mentioned, like the whole imagery and the whole kind of Nordic kind of kingship kind of vibe, was that part of it too? How did that come to fruition?
That kind of just became like, we're like, man, we need a mascot. We need something,
Yeah.
And so we came up with this character of Lord Randall, the Lich King, which was kind of goofy to give him the name Randall.
And not to jump ahead, but I remember when I got the music, I got the EPs, the Enter the Veil and Realize Mortality, which we'll talk about here in a bit. And then I think I got like a compilation of the 2 EPs into one, and it was called Randall's compilation.
Randall's first
first ride. And I was like, who the fuck is Randall?
So Randall's sort of our mascot.
Yeah.
In a sense, he's just, we all like fantasy stuff.
Yeah,
We're all
yeah.
really into Lord of the Rings and
Oh,
D&D
man.
and fantasy and all that. And so it was, not necessarily that we like aim to write songs about fantasy stuff, but that's the imagery we like. If you're short on an idea, like default to fantasy.
There you go.
know?
There you go.
It's more metal.
It's
Fantasy's
more metal.
metal, right? You know.
Let me just share with you guys that there are people who need to categorize things, right? That's just how their mind works, right? And so as writers, you may not be. You're just saying, Rob, we want to write what we like, what we do, and I'm one of those people, unfortunately, you know. So I'm like, oh god, these guys are like, you know, melodic death metal. Okay, I think that's the best signature for it. But I just love what you guys do, man. Guitar wise, Zack and Brandon, you guys are just like crazy guitar players, bro.
Appreciate that, man.
And I know you guys are really humble and cool dudes, but I'm a music fan, and like I told you downstairs, I know musicians, I know good musicians, and I know not so good musicians, and you guys deliver the goods, and I can tell that from your songs that you have really, really honed your craft and to be what Bannerlord is today. So much props to you guys. Please don't ever take that away from yourselves, because you guys are great, man. You guys are great. I can't wait to see a Bannerlord show, and me and my boys will be there once we have an opportunity. I got a whole bunch of music from you guys, and I always like to do a deep dive because I want to see like how you guys have developed over the years, and in your case, very few years. So correct me if I'm wrong, was your first musical dive into the public the 5-song EP "Enter the Veil"?
Yeah. It was
From
Enter the Veil.
2024.
Yep.
So there was no singles released before the EP?
We released Grady's Axe, and we released A Weapon Revealed.
Yeah, we did Grady's Axe and A Weapon Revealed, and then that were actually pretty different songs. That was
initially like your first song into the market.
Yeah, and we were still trying to figure out like even what kind of sound we wanted. So Weapon Revealed is kind of almost like a Judas Priest sounding song if you listen to it. And then Grady's Axe is like probably our most death metal song. Would y'all disagree? It's pretty death metal.
My favorite song is The Golden Line.
Man. Brother.
Is that good or bad?
Well,
Is that good or bad?
There's a weird.
Here's the thing: is we hate playing the Golden Lie.
And I wrote Golden Lie, the entire thing, basically as far as music goes, and I've always tried to stop playing it for some reason.
We don't like playing.
It's one of my least favorite songs I ever
but
wrote.
Everybody loves that song, and we don't like playing it. I don't know why we don't like playing it. It's.
I've tried to bury it ever since I wrote it.
But every time we play a show, people are like, "You guys didn't play Golden Lie," and I'm like,
I think
Next
this is
time.
a wake-up call, guys.
Guys,
We need to play Golden Lie.
play what the fans want to hear. Okay, give the people what they want. No matter if you don't like playing Golden Lie, I'm telling you, like if I'm telling you I'm a fan of that song, we better listen. Listen to what the fans are saying. Yeah, that's my favorite song. That EP, I think for an initial release for a band was very well done. Very well done. How long had you guys been working on those songs?
Not long at all, to be honest.
Really?
Like, we slapped those things together like as first drafts with almost no. I mean, I'm dead serious. Like we kind of just slapped them together just to have material out there because we just wanted to hit the ground running.
And you know what, dude? Ironically, sometimes when you don't overthink things, it's the best route. Totally, right? You just going with it.
And Zach right away wanted to tackle engineering and recording, and we had never really done that. And he records and engineers all of our music.
Who?
And Zach. And he's gotten much better. If you'll notice, you'll see a progression.
We're going to talk about that.
And
yes.
it gets better and better sounding.
Yes,
but
yes.
even I agree, for a first attempt, that was fantastic. So kudos to this guy. And I'll let him talk about it a little bit.
5 songs. So everybody out there, go ahead and take a look at Enter the Veil. This was the debut from Bannerlord. It is out there on their Bandcamp. Be sure to go download it and check it out. So initially when it was out at that time, how do you feel it was received in the market from fans?
I mean, I'm not. Obviously, we didn't go platinum, But but I mean, people really liked it a lot, and you know, we listened back to it now, and it's not the same quality as the stuff we do now. But
Right,
I feel like there's a character to it, and I wrote, I think, the majority of songs on that album.
Yeah, 3 and I did 2.
And my writing was a lot more black metal, so sort of the lower production quality of that time sort of fit the songs in a weird way because it was kind of black metal-esque.
Yeah.
But, you know, we remixed them and re-recorded some of the parts when we did Randall's First Ride, the album, and they sound to us a lot better. But then we go back and listen to Enter the Veil, and it's like, still cool.
Oh, hold on. So Randall's First Ride, the songs are remastered?
They're remixed and remastered.
Oh, no, really?
100%.
Yeah.
I did. You never told me that, or somebody. Wade,
was
you
a-
didn't tell me that.
You were always talking to me.
Okay,
Yeah.
Brandon, you never told me that. Because this is what I was doing. So when I got the music right, I have my iTunes, and dude, I'm very meticulous about my music and the way that I manage my music, digital music. And so initially, I had Randall's First Ride. I was jamming that, and I was like, oh man, I can't tell which songs are from the first EP and which songs are from the second EP, and I have to know that for the interview. So I went back and I took out Randall's First Ride and I put the first 2 EPs on my phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, okay, now I'm gonna have to put Randall's First Ride back on my phone.
We just did Randall's First Ride because we wanted to sort of close the chapter,
Right.
on that first on the first waves of songs. Like
Right.
we wanted to be like, this is the era of our first, like, these are songs we wrote to start the band,
Right.
and from then on it was gonna be new, like maybe not on purpose, but longer songs,
Right.
faster and more melodic and more layering and stuff like that. So we wanted to really like sum up that first chapter
Right.
of Bannerlord.
Let's because of the motif and the imagery of Bannerlord, I have to ask about was there a storyline for Enter the Veil? Who does a lot of the lyrics and stuff?
I think on End of the Veil I wrote most of the lyrics. Up until honestly on Randall's First Ride, I wrote most of the lyrics. And Charles has started to take over a lot more of the lyrics lately. Just with it being a lot more melodic stuff, he's better at writing to more familiar metal, I guess you might say. Or I guess you might say that.
I wouldn't say familiar, but the more big epic chorus, like the more something you could sing along to, he's better at that style, whereas you're better at the more like the raw stuff, you know?
The lyrics I write are more in progressive, kind of trying to be dark and mysterious, and he's really good at the storytelling part of writing lyrics.
Which I think has become a very prominent part of the band. I mean, it's very, just from the song titles and you know, the kind of soundscapes and stuff, to me, I mean, as an outsider, it's part of what Bannerlord is. So, like, you did a record without that stuff, it would be weird to me. It would no, like, this is what already Bannerlord is. It's like, you know, what did I tell you guys outside? The nobility of Bannerlord, the majesty of Bannerlord.
And we do have a lot of fantasy imagery, but I think we relate a lot of it to like stuff that we actually like feel and care about. But it's just like we just use fantasy imagery to express that. Like Golden Lie is like a fantasy, like I wrote that with fantasy themed lyrics, but it's about people kind of being sold a lie about what they should or shouldn't do.
One thing I do want to comment though is the funniest thing about our band though is the song titles. So we write about 50-50. Yeah. It's about 50-50. Me and Zach write most of the music. And so whenever I write a track,
it doesn't matter who writes what. Wade's getting his 25%.
Wade is getting. We're gonna give Wade
because he has to put up with all your shit.
We're gonna give Wade his $3. Don't worry. But no. But so one of my things that I've always found funny about this band though is so anytime I write a track, when I have to save a working title, I just slap whatever is in my mind. And Golden Lion was one of them. I was playing a video game and there was a weapon called the Golden Lion in it. And so I will put a title, and these guys always write then the lyrics based around whatever that random title was. And I'm not thinking about nothing when I put that title down. I'm legit just what the first, like Lord of Snow, I had no concept. I just put Lord of Snow, and I wasn't thinking about it at all. And then they wrote a whole song about a Lord of Snow. And
There
like they
you go.
based the lyrics off of it, but I have no intentionality when I put those titles down, which I feel like Zach thinks about the title a lot.
Yeah, 100%.
And
When I'm writing songs, I'm a lot different than Brandon. Like, I'll write 1,000 riffs for a song and try, like, I have an image in my head of, like, the scape I want to capture, and that's what I name the song, and that's what I'm going after. And Brandon is just, like, he'll just throw up a song, like, just puke it out, and just call it whatever, and then me and Charles will write the lyrics about it.
Well, that's a good thing, because it's always better to have a little bit more, right? Always have extra content to sift through and work through.
Definitely.
So Enter the Veil was a great, I think, first step forward. Then the following year, you released a 4-song EP called Realized Mortality. And let me tell you guys, I really thought, as you mentioned a short while ago, that Realized Mortality was a step up for the band. Okay, what separates Realized Mortality from Enter the Veil?
I think a lot of it was, the production quality was a lot better. I mean,
and that was because
we had more microphones for the drums.
Oh, okay.
you just got a lot better.
Yeah, I got a lot better about mixing and mastering, and also me and Brandon weren't, like, when we did Enter the Veil, we were just like, we would come in one day and record the guitar tracks.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's pretty good. We'll roll with it. First take, it's great. It sounds good. We'll roll with it. Realized Mortality was, we took our time. We really tried to nail stuff. I mean, a lot of it is a lot more. If you take like the first track, Quaker, it comes off with just these heavy palm mute. That can't be sloppy, or else it just sounds like shit.
Right.
And so we took not a lot more time, but we did take more time in trying to nail stuff. We did a lot more, I think, creative stuff with Charles's vocals, as far as like layering the vocals in different ways.
Right.
So, there was a lot that we did. The production, we just took more time on it, and we learned a lot more. We knew more what we wanted to happen.
And I'm glad that you mentioned Charles' vocals, because as much as I'm a guitar fan, Charles' vocals on all these releases has just been amazing.
Why, thank you.
Charles, don't let these guys overshadow you, bro.
Okay.
I know you're more humble and subtle than these fucking crazy guys, but
No doubt.
you are an amazing singer, bro. You are.
Appreciate it, man.
Do I not? I think I put it. Sometimes I'll have a couple beers and I'll just text the guys. I'll say, I think Charles might literally be one of my top 5 metal vocalists I've ever heard. And I'm not
there
even
you have
joking.
it.
I'm not even joking. 100%.
He is an amazing singer, and the vocals just throughout, I also felt have gotten better. With Realized Mortality, I felt that they were kind of even elevated even a little bit better.
Well, a funny thing about Enter the Veil, I screamed most of those vocals into an iPad.
Wow.
We actually record all remotely. That's the other thing. Me and Zach record guitars at his house. Charles does everything at his house, and Wade records all the drums in our practice shed. So we're not even together when we record most of the songs.
Technology is a beautiful thing. And so like the vocal ending at Throne of Want, like the last vocal you do there,
Yeah.
crazy, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
Fucking crazy, bro. And we're gonna get to the singles here in a bit, so much props to you. So Realized Mortality came out in July 25, and it seems like the fact that you guys had been a band now for a year kind of really helped. I kind of felt like the playing between Zack and Brandon was a little bit more seamless. Like you guys were just like flowing a little bit better together. Were these songs leftovers from the Enter the Veil sessions, or were these all new?
Yeah, all new.
Maybe
Sacred Decay was the one.
We wrote those songs during the Enter the Veil time, but we didn't feel ready to record them. Mm-hmm. We didn't feel like we felt like they were a new batch of songs. They were kind of a second wave.
Yeah,
we were playing those songs live during
during
Enter the Veil. Like we never played just Enter the Veil songs.
And
live.
did they change during the recording?
Just Quaker, really.
Develop a little bit?
Just Quaker. We added like another chorus part to Quaker. We're just trying to elevate the song a little bit more. And coincidentally, Quaker is like our top played song.
Really?
But we never play it live.
My favorite songs are Hearsay Finale and Sacred Decay.
Sacred Decay.
Sacred Decay.
Yeah.
Did I say that right? Hearsay Finale? Is that right? Wait, what was that? Hearse Finale? Hearse?
Oh, Hearse. Yeah.
Hearse.
Hearse is one of my favorite songs to play.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. You sent me Hearse
When
Final.
I sent you the track,
Yeah,
I
said
think
Hearse
I
Final.
accidentally sent you the title, which was Hearse like Final Mix.
Final
is what we're
Mix,
saying.
yeah.
So it's just Hearse.
Yeah, it's just Hearse.
Hearse.
So Hearse and Sacred Decay are among our favorite tracks.
So the thing with Sacred, this is just kind of a funny story because we talk about Quaker.
Sure.
So Brandon wrote Quaker, and Quaker to play live is a bitch to play because it's just caveman, fast down picking, and I wrote Sacred in response to him writing Quaker and initially Sacred was called Vengeance because it was my revenge to him making me play that shit. And so whenever I wrote Sacred, I was just trying to implement every picking technique I could pull out of my ass to be like, how hard can I make this for Brandon to play?
The funny thing is, I think Sacred's easy to play.
Okay, all right, bro, you ain't got to say all that.
Wow.
That's the difference in our skill level, obviously.
And we talked about, and I just have to, and I know we talked about this earlier, but Zach, you're doing a lot of the engineering and the production on these songs, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool, man, that you're able to do something in-house like that and for it to sound so good. And,
This dude actually builds the amps that they play out of as well. So
Yeah, he
there's-
hand built both of our amps. Like the amps we play live
Crazy.
and record with, he built them by hand.
crazy. What a benefit it is to have someone like that in your band, right? Who
Yeah,
knows
I
how to
mean,
do that shit.
I'm super big on not being derivative. Not saying it's negative when other bands are derivative of other bands, but it's really big for me. Like, these guys know that I'm like really critical of not being too derivative.
Yeah.
And so even being as original as having our own guitar sounds, like, and our own mixing sound and stuff like that is really important to me. And I'm glad that these dudes have been so supportive in me wanting to do that.
That's cool, man. Saves a lot of time, energy, and money.
All about time.
Yeah. And then it seems like even after Realized Mortality that you guys were just like on this momentum, and there were all these new singles that came out. So like you guys also sent me brand new singles that came out in late 25. We've mentioned Lord of Snow, which is one of my favorite songs. I love the horns on the beginning of the horn. It's like all fucking like, fucking Frodo. Frodo, you're about to die, Frodo. You're done, Frodo. You're gonna die, Frodo. Here comes a March of the Orcs. You're doomed, bro. Sworn of Ash. Well, Lord of Snow came out in September 25. Sworn of Ash came out in November 25. So like this is like just a few months after Realized Mortality that you guys were already delivering new music into the market, and that was so cool because we'll talk about this later, but how the public consumes music now, right? And then of course I think what I feel is your breakthrough song, The Throne of Want, came out this year in May. And as I look at your music and the release dates and stuff, I'm like, oh, Throne of Want took a little while longer to come out than any other music, right?
Yeah, I mean, me and Brandon had some stuff in our family that kind of pushed some of the stuff off a little bit. And so we had the song ready pretty quickly, but I wrote the thing like 2 years ago. Yeah.
Oh,
we had that song ready pretty quickly, but we were pretty set on doing the video. It was just a matter of setting up. We didn't want to release the song before the video. So we needed to wait on the video to get done. And
now that I think about it, I wrote Throne of Want during the Enter the Veil era. We just didn't do anything with it or even learn it as a band until like years later. I don't know why. And then and I actually tried to trash it. I was adamant about, for some reason, I got down on that song. I don't know why. And I was like, we should just scrap it. And I was going to try to write a replacement. Charles is the one that came in and said, I think that song has a lot of potential. And he's like, I'm writing lyrics for it. He's like, I would like to do it. And I had just written it off already. And I'm glad he stepped in because, I mean, it turned out great. But
There you go.
Yeah, I was in the shower listening to the song and was like, hey, you get that imagery already?
Let's keep it going.
down, brother. Come on,
But
man.
that verse just popped up in my head, and I was like, "Nah, we gotta fucking do it, man."
For sure. Don't ever let, and that's the thing too. I mean, sometimes I tell musicians, I'm like, dude, sometimes you're like a little too close to the painting, bro.
Right.
You're so close to the painting, and you repetitiously, you've heard it for so long. It's like, it might get stagnant to you, or you might feel like it's not good when
Golden
it really
line.
is. When it really is.
Golden Light.
Exactly. So will these new singles from the fall of last year and this year, is the plan to also compile them into a new EP?
I think that's sort of the plan.
Yeah.
I mean, we're still trying to figure out the whole release thing and what to do. How do you get momentum today,
Well, that's one of my questions too. That was actually going to be my next big question because, bands have different marketing strategies. Like, for example, the guys from Hasser out last week, they released a full-length record, right? It's like, most modern bands today aren't doing that. They're not releasing full-length records.
Right.
But their thing was like, oh, Rob, we just have so much shit.
Yeah.
We already have music for the next record.
Right.
So why not release a full-length record? I'm like, okay, man. And then there's bands who are like saying, well, we understand
There's no
that,
attention span.
that the attention span is a lot shorter, and it also provides you the opportunity to stay more relevant in the market, right?
Full albums are not
You're not-
incentivized
You're
at all.
not blowing your load.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's every musician's dream to release a full album that's this conceptual
Yeah, yeah.
masterpiece, like awesome thing, right?
Right.
But the thing is like, at our level especially, you're going to release it, and then in 3 months,
That's it.
probably no one's going to remember you did it.
Exactly.
And so I think about bands like, even like Deicide. Deicide's last album, they released like a song like every couple months that was on an album, but they were just releasing the material up until the album release. In which I think that's a cool idea to like kind of blend the two. Like, man, this isn't a single, but it's like part of this album we're making. So it's like you're hyping it up. You're hyping it up. You're like constantly reminding people that you're going to be doing this. You're going to have this album come out. But you're also giving them the material to listen to keep them interested in your band.
Right.
So to answer your question in a very long-winded way, I do think these are going to be on an EP with maybe a slight tweak to the mix.
Right.
Oh.
Just because, we're always trying to get better. We always want to, I don't want you to hear stuff from the single and it be the exact same thing that you hear on the EP.
Right.
Because what's the point in my mind is why would I show you the same thing twice?
Right.
But Brandon especially we have probably 10 songs in the chamber.
Oh, no. We're going to talk about
Easily.
that in a bit. Okay.
So there's a lot of material still that's got to happen for us to get the EP out.
Yeah. And you know what? I would say, yeah, put them together for an EP. Because I think it's important. Because sometimes I think singles, if you just leave singles out in the market like that, they just kind of get lost.
Yeah.
Right? If you put them together into a piece of work with artwork and everything like that, then it becomes a piece of work. This is an EP. If you decided to release singles beforehand as a warm-up and then put them all together in an EP, it's okay. But as long as you put them all together into a compiled piece of work that is released, and if you're even going to remaster them or rework them, that's even better.
And one
That's
thing
even better.
We're really surprised about is people buy CDs still.
Fuck yeah.
People love to collect them, and so that's like we release the singles for the streaming purpose, we're not going to print a single on CD.
Right.
But we'll give you an EP or an album on CD, so you have the physical item.
For sure.
You know?
For sure.
So something I want to say about, taking these singles and putting them onto a single EP or single album is that, Zack and I, again, we're not like lifelong engineers, right? And so I feel like what we've learned between the time we recorded the single to the time we're releasing the album is that we can go back in, we can make changes, we can remix it, we can remaster it, and really, make the final product more of our vision than it was when it was a single.
For sure.
And also to add to that, when you are a younger band, you can release the same song again, and that might reach a whole new audience because it's not like we're releasing it to the same 100,000 audience. It's like every time that may trigger a new algorithm response or something for a song that maybe has been out for over a year, but no one heard it, and now this new remix.
Exactly.
So it's worth just revisiting and making it better and better, I think.
For sure. You guys are on it.
All hail the algorithm.
Oh, hell. And I think on that note, we should take this shot.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
Thank you guys. You guys are giving me a great interview.
Thanks, Rob.
Okay. Ah.
That was yum.
So here's a good follow up. Is Enter the Veil and Realize Mortality? Do you guys have hard copies of those EPs or no?
Yeah.
Yep. Sure do.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Oh wow. Okay.
We sell out of them. We sell out
Yeah.
of them pretty quick.
Really?
Yeah,
We
actually I intentionally meant to bring some, but we sold out, and we have to reorder because I was gonna hand them out tonight, but we sold out at the last.
I was about to
couple
say,
shows.
why didn't you bring me anything?
And we were super on the fence about ordering CDs to begin with,
Yeah.
because how people consume music. But I was like, dude, collecting is a huge thing with people now.
When look at mine, look, I had that.
Exactly. Look at your room.
My
You
stuff's
have every
full.
collectible you could think of, and so. And it's not just a matter of like selling a product to people. It's like you want to give someone something that like ties you with them. Like, man, I
Something
want
tangible.
you to bring my band like into your house, and like we sold posters, and the posters sold out like,
man,
dude, the posters.
I
were,
love
like,
posters, bro.
So fast.
You'll be getting something in the mail though, Rob. Don't worry.
Please send me some.
As soon as the next shipment come in, you're gonna get
Plan
something
me
in the
a
mail.
goodie bag, please, because I love stuff. I love posters, bro. I mean, as you've seen in my man cave.
Yeah, so the thing with the Zach is our merch guy. Like, he's like in charge of the merch. And every idea he comes up with, we're all kind of like, I don't know. And then he orders it, and then it sells out the next show. So
Good.
it's like, we've learned to trust him, whatever he thinks.
Keep ordering shit and keep fucking selling shit.
I work
That's
for
good.
HEB, so
There
I
you
know about merchandising.
about merchandising.
I know about merchandising.
However, the young kids want digital music, and if someone came up to you and said, "Where can I go get your music digitally?" Where would you recommend for them to go?
I mean, we're on everything. Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music. I don't even know what
Bandcamp.
Bandcamp. I love Bandcamp. Bandcamp's my thing.
We're on everything. I always try to direct people to the YouTube though, because we put our live videos up on YouTube.
Yeah.
And we're really into our live show being. Don't take this as a diss to local bands, but we try to separate ourselves from being a local band. So when we opened for Bellacore, for example, people were surprised that we were a local band. We had Fog Machine. We had our buddy doing a light show. Like, it was all coordinated, and it we try to bring a production value to our shows. We played at Alchemy Records in San Marcos.
Oh, yeah.
And that place was like, what are y'all doing here?
Where was the
They actually banned fog machines after our set. I heard the guy like, no more fog machines ever.
Where was the fucking sword at?
Where's the sword?
Where's the sword
Where's
at?
the sword?
You should always have the fucking sword, bro.
All right, so now you have to get a holster with this for a
Dude,
sword.
get the sword, Charles. Man, swing it around a little bit.
Oh, you will.
Some drunk fan will love that. Yeah. I would love it.
I would.
Just like a dude. We're gonna talk about the video in a bit, but first let's talk about shows. We were talking downstairs. You guys just did a show on Wednesday, right? With 6 Feet Under?
Yeah, dude, that was.
Yeah, how did that go?
6 Feet Under,
Cataclysm, too?
Cataclysm, Wormhole. It was a great show, man. I mean, Austin showed out. I feel like we represented Austin well. We played. I felt really good about our set. Had a good crowd reaction. You know, and it was such an honor to get to play. We played with Cataclysm before, but that doesn't understate that it was an awesome opportunity for us.
I mean, a national touring show.
Yeah.
So to be part of something like that is cool.
International.
Yeah,
Cataclysm's
for
Canadian,
sure.
and they won a Canadian
For sure.
Grammy, you know,
Wow.
for metal. And then, of course, when we saw 6 Feet Under, we were just like, yeah, we're going to play that show. We will be there. And 6 Feet Under was obviously just awesome.
Did you tell Chris Barnes, why are you so fucking weird, bro?
No, I feel like no one needed to tell him that.
Oh, man.
No, he seemed super nice, and like his vocals live were just they were great, man. I was really impressed.
You know, I would think, and we talked a little. I think I alluded to this a little bit downstairs when I said Charles should be waving that sword. That because of the lyrical content and the song titles, and I mean, if I was a fan and I was jamming your music when I would go see you live, I would expect to see some of that live. So, is it important for you to project some of that imagery on stage? I mean, is that something that you've talked about?
I mean, for us, our image that we have on stage is like we really like the heavy fog. We're like these silhouettes and mysterious and this like fantasy like.
JB hates fog. Ask JB why he hates fog because he can't take good pictures.
You know what though? The coolest pictures we have is the heavy.
The fog.
I'm a super fog guy. These dudes, Brandon has been let's reduce the fog, and I'm like, but look at the pictures, bro.
You know, we could maybe find a happy medium because now he doesn't have some tits hanging out some chainmail, but that band Castle Rat, she plays guitar, but she also will put it down every once in a while and swing a sword around. Maybe we can find a happy medium where you swing a sword around, but you still play a little bass. Cause
I don't know.
Now, I think there's something there. There's something there. We need a lead sword and a backup bass.
We're going to talk about the Throne of Want video and what a wonderful job that Charles did in that video. And, you know, as being someone new to the band, you know, I would have expected to see like Charles up there like doing his thing, you know, and that's something that would have really captivated me to the show. And in fact, I was going to ask if Charles, you know, does Charles wear the mask? And then Charles shows up here tonight with the mask. So there you go.
There's your answer.
I think I've seen him without the mask for like 2 minutes tonight. And he's been here for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
So
He wears it to bed every night.
I think it's just it's a great thing. You know, I love the mask.
Yeah.
I love the mask. I
saw
love
that comment.
the sword. I'd love to see it on stage. Like I said, I saw the video that Aaron from Corpso posted, so I got to see. Yeah, man, you're a great bass player, bro.
Thank you.
Great bass player too. And you guys are, as long as you guys can pull it off musically on stage, then that's great too. But I think because this is me personally speaking, because of the imagery and the lyrical content that you guys portray, I think that there has to be a little bit more step forward on the live stage than just performing. I think there has to be a little bit more. And I think you guys can do it. You guys are a lot of smart dudes. Smart dudes.
Hey.
I think you can. I think you guys can do it.
Don't start saying stuff like that, brother. We
Dude.
ain't too smart.
Dude,
no, I'm just
I
kidding.
believe it. I believe
No,
it.
I'm just joking. But I think we could up the theatrics for sure.
Yeah.
And Charles, he's a theatrical
Way more
man.
than smoke. Just smoke. Way
I
more
mean,
than
look
that.
at him. He's a theatrical man.
Yeah. Look at his fucking outfit.
I'm who you might call the flamboyant one in the band.
If I ran into him in a dark alley, I'd turn around, bro.
Well, and I feel like we live in a time of a lot of backing tracks for bands.
Sure.
You know? And we want to keep things as authentic as we can, you know.
Sure.
And so it could be a matter of like, how do we all make the show bigger? Like, how do we elevate the show a lot more while we keep us actually playing these parts? Because that's really, I think that's really important. Like, Charles loves playing bass.
I know he does.
Like, and that's at the essence of everything is all of our love for playing music. You know, that's how this whole thing started. Was
dude, as long as you two guys are playing live, Charles, I can guarantee you, once you see the fucking response and the feedback from people watching you perform instead of playing bass, you're gonna love that more, bro. I can guarantee it.
Rob, I gotta take that into consideration,
dude. Bro. I'm telling you, I know. I know.
Grammar's always in the pocket.
Okay, so show-wise, what lies ahead for the rest of 26?
So we've got a show August 23rd. We're playing 20. No, it's 23rd.
Where at?
It's at Valhalla in Austin.
Okay.
We're playing with our buddies Sparrows and who is it?
Soul Mirror.
Soul Mirror. But we've played with Sparrows a lot.
Are you guys headlining that show or like
No, we generally don't.
opening?
We like to jump on other people's shows.
Here's the deal. To be honest, Rob, you have to do what's advantageous to you. And to be honest, headlining is often the worst position to be in. We find that opening or being second, we'll have the best crowd of the whole night, and then it starts to actually dip off pretty bad after that.
Right.
We like to play, honestly, pretty early.
For sure, I get it.
And
9 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
And this show's on a Sunday, and to be honest,
oh man,
that's a Sunday.
Yeah.
And so we're playing with our buddy Sparrows, and I mean those dudes are an amazing black metal band. They very much capture a sort of dissection, old school black metal vibe.
Yeah.
And they're cool as hell. Man, those guys are so nice.
Yeah.
And we're playing with Tibetan again, and they are one of the most creative metal bands. Like Ed that plays bass for them is one of the best bassists I've ever seen in person.
Kay is a really good drummer.
And Kay is an amazing drummer. Like I saw them play at Faust Tavern. And, you know, when you go watch a big venue...
Faust in San Antonio?
Yeah.
We love Faust.
That's JB's fucking hangout.
Yeah. Where you play? I love playing Faust. Satanic. Shout out Satanic.
Dude, my fucking... Upstairs is bigger than Faust.
But it's awesome. Okay, but here's the thing. When you go watch Tibetan live at a huge venue like Come and Take It, you don't always get... Like you don't always get what Ed is doing on bass. When we saw them play at Faust, I was like, "Holy shit! What Ed's doing on bass is insane!" Like the dude is such an awesome bassist, like just amazing.
Yeah.
And so we love playing with those guys. We love playing with Sparrows, and you know we're excited to always play with bands that we haven't met before. You know, I'm wearing a Darkonigan shirt. These dudes are from Colorado. We played with them at Valhalla, and they were awesome.
Do you guys have Bannerlord shirts?
Oh, yeah.
Send me one in my package.
We'll send you a package.
I want a shirt. Send me a package.
Rob, you got a P.O. box, or we just send it right here?
No, you can send it to my house.
We got you. Just give us a shirt size. We're going to send it over.
Okay.
Hey, look, 6 Feet Under was a big night for us. We're limited on supplies, but we're going to order some more. We use Next Day Custom Tees of San Antonio. Shout out Next Day Custom Tees.
So you guys have played outside of Austin. You guys have played in San Antonio. And as I think bands kind of build their foundation playing outside of their city and building that fan base. And sometimes in order to do that, you have to kind of expand also what's happening on the back end. So let me ask you something important with business. And we haven't talked a lot about business because, you know, when you're in the independent underground metal scene, you know, there's very few bands that kind of cross over. But has it ever been part of your agenda to try to get a record deal? Have you sent your stuff out to the labels and said, hey, you know, check us out, give us a distribution deal or a record deal or anything like that?
I mean, we've hit up some small labels, and, you know, I'm not going to say it's super important to us.
Yeah.
I mean, we've never had, I think, I'm not going to say the aspiration. Of course, if we got a chance to go play a huge show and a huge tour, we'd all jump for joy.
For sure.
But I think when we started this, our ultimate goal was like when 6 Feet Under comes to town, we get to open for 6 Feet Under. Like when you know, when Bellacore comes to town, we get to open for Bellacore.
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, that, yes, but I'd also say just, for me, more importantly, is just really quality releases, and each time one up the last release.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I feel like that's one of our main goals.
And I think you're accomplishing that. I think you're doing that.
And I, once again, I give a lot of credit to this guy for his production and the engineering. Every time it elevates and it gets better.
I think you guys are accomplishing that.
And songwriting-wise, we're working on that, but the main thing I've seen, the biggest thing is just the production and the engineering has just went up, and then we're finding, I guess, our identity as a band. Because once again, Enter the Velvet was kind of a mixed bag, and we're slowly just getting more focused without pigeonholing ourselves into like one genre. Yeah.
And just to kind of go back into the label thing, I mean, it would be sick to get signed to a label. Obviously, like every band wants to get signed to a label.
Sure.
But you know, I'm not trying to brag on all of us, but we're all pretty stable dudes. Like.
Yeah, you have your personal lives, your careers.
We're all in a good position where, like, you know, we're not banking on making it to the big time.
It'd be hard to actually go on a tour. For us.
It would be hard to go on a tour.
HEB ain't going to let you go on a 1 month tour, bro.
Buddy, I got 3 weeks of PTO.
Exactly.
All right? As long as it don't go over that, we
Fuck
good.
no. You can't do it. You can't do it.
But, you know.
HEB ain't going to let you go to Europe, bro.
We're not in it to make a buck.
Sure.
We're in it to play badass shows. We want to make badass music. We want to meet some awesome bands and play some sick shows with those bands, you know.
But even if you can't tour, you know, extensively, I think don't sell yourself short. I think you guys are good enough to get a deal and to get distribution, you know, and maybe, you know, not do a tour, but, you know, if they said, hey, you know, come do a festival in Europe or come do Hell's Heroes in Houston, I think you guys are good enough. I think you guys are good enough for that, bro.
Well, and in March, we're supposed to go to Monterrey, Mexico.
What? See, there you go. That's the first step.
And, you know, are we going to do it? I hope so. It would be sick.
Do it, bro. Do it. Do it.
You know, they keep on kind of pushing the festival back, but, you know, the metal fans in Mexico are crazy, and they love metal music.
Of course.
So we're, you know, and I feel like you can't.
The Mexicans in San Antonio love metal music.
Yeah, we love. Hey, they do. You ain't lying. You know, and I feel like you can't live in Texas your whole life like all of us and not have a love for, like, the Mexican people and want to go to Mexico and, like, play in Mexico. Like, when we got that offer, I was like, oh, dude, that's going to be sick.
Dude, if they're going to fly y'all down there, then do it.
I don't give a shit if we got
if they're gonna fly you down there, they're gonna feed you and give you booze. That's all you need. All right, guys, let's move on. Let's go. I want to talk about your wonderful debut video for Throne of Want. I fucking love that video. We talked about it downstairs for a little bit, but so well done. And I think that we need to talk a little bit on camera about who did the video and stuff like that.
Yes, shout out Dylan Elm, Paternado's Picture Company.
Best co-worker of all time.
He is my co-worker. He volunteered his services to me.
For free.
Liked our sound, wanted to do a video. He's trying to build his portfolio, so seriously.
Dude, amazing video.
Yeah, well, honestly, we're scarred. We can't even do it. Like imagine now if we even paid somebody to do a music video, there's a chance it's going to come out worse than that video. Yeah. Like a good chance of it.
So you might as well pay that dude.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, on
that's
the next
the whole
one.
idea. You know, like
idea,
he's gonna make money now.
And Charles, again, to give you attention, not only was I felt, because I've watched the video so many times now, not only was the video well shot, but the props were good, like the chair and you know the background of the books,
library.
Yeah, the library. But I thought that the acting that you did and the two female actors
Yes.
that did it was like
Shout out to
so
the women
good,
in
bro.
our video. Marisol, this man's wife.
Marisol.
Ashley, who sings in a cover band that we all play in. And Chelsea Urban. The Ghost.
Yeah,
I just want to say something about Chelsea real quick. Chelsea is an amazing artist, and she works on some big production, like on
really.
huge television series. And she's one of my longtime friends. I love Chelsea. When I hit her up to do it, immediately she hit us back and was like, "I'm all in." Like,
But because she was a friend of yours, or she was a fan of the band. Or?
When I explained to her what we were doing, she really enjoys dark art. Like when we went, she hosts a festival called Waterfront Festival, and me and Brandon have played at it before, and she gets covered in pig blood and like all this dark
Gross.
And she'll do antlers sometimes.
antlers and like all this really dark. She's very into that stuff, and so immediately she was like, "I'm in." Like right away, she was like, "I'm into it," and she was 100% all in all the way. And she helped us with costumes. She helped us with like the body movements and everything. So I want to give a major shout out to Chelsea on that, because she was a huge part of making that as dark and as theatrical as it was.
100%.
And she had to deal with Charles' shit, like when he told her, "Hold my sword, bitch."
Oh, poor old Ashley. I clipped her in the chin with the sword hilt. I felt so,
I wish you would have brought the sword. That's an amazing sword.
Oh, man.
Any more video work?
It's coming soon.
It's coming. Dylan,
You think?
if you're listening.
Lord of Snow.
Well, actually,
That's my vote. That's my vote.
We're trying to. I love Lord of Snow, but we're trying to always look forward. We
We
have Cast the Shadow next, and
Oh,
we think
no.
that's going to be the next video. It's going to be our new single, and we've
So that's not out yet.
no one's heard it. Well, we've heard it live if you've been to like our last two shows, but yeah, we pitched the idea and we have a concept. I won't reveal it here, but we have a concept already. He seemed to like the idea. But Cast the Shadow is probably going to be our next release.
You better send me that
And
song.
we're getting close to getting the actual recording done, and then we're hoping to do a video, and it's gonna be a very dark, kind of in the woods type of thing. That's all I'll say. But
What about this? What about the track? What can you tell me about the tracks?
So it's a track I wrote. And I wanted to write something fast and dark. Like it's probably it is as term of beats per minute, as they say in the biz. It's our fastest song. It's really dark, but it has like some Mastodon, time change. It's got a lot of different parts. It's sort of a progressive metal song. I'm super excited about it. I love the track. A lot of our lyrics are from movies, I'd say, right? You know, I mean, from The Shining to There Will Be Blood.
Obviously, video is important, right? In the day and age that we live in. So I'd love to see another new video from you guys. However, I think that Throne of Juan is gonna, hold you to a certain standard, though.
Yeah.
So the next video has to be like just as good or even better.
No, we don't want to do just as good. We want to go.
Guys, just a couple of more topics before we depart. Let's talk about the Austin metal scene for a little bit. What's happening with the Austin metal scene? I've been visiting the Austin metal scene for 20 plus years. So I remember going to doing a lot of work at, what was it called? On 6th Street, the Lady Dog or the Dog?
The Dirty Dog.
The Dirty Dog.
R.I.P. to that place. I used to love that place.
Yeah, I used to go there a lot. We used to do interviews there. I used to shoot shows there. The back room. I used to do a lot of shows at the back room.
I've only heard of that as a legend, but it's never something I got to experience.
Dude,
Well, it's just not a thing anymore. Unfortunately.
No, it's not. I mean, if you're a young cat, you may have not gone to shows there, but I went to a lot of shows there, and I did a lot of interviews there. I did a lot of partying there too, bro, at the back room. Fuck yeah. And then, the come and take it era came upon Austin. And I don't know what to feel about what's happening in Austin because I'm not there every day. So you tell me.
I have very strong opinions about this, but
Tell me.
But
I want to hear it.
So the Austin metal scene, there is some great bands there, but it's not as big as you would think, and there's not as many as you would think. But there's some great out there, like Bruca, fantastic. You already know that I'm wearing the shirt. I got the shirt on right now. There's a new black metal band that's pretty good called Lord Griffiths. That's actually really good. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Entity of Chaos, good friends of ours, do tech death. Love those guys. Sadistic Force. You've heard of them, right?
No.
Oh, really? They're like a kind of a black and roll thrash punk thing. Oh, wow. And they're huge. Like, they have way, way more views than us and listens on every streaming platform.
Sadistic Force, send me your stuff.
You need to check out Sadistic Force.
Send me your stuff.
Very quickly. But to be honest, the Austin metal scene has been overtaken by like that deathcore and modern metalcore scene. And so, no hate to any of them, but I'm not into that at all personally.
Yeah.
I'm just not a deathcore guy. I'm not like a modern metalcore. I do like the old metalcore stuff, like old Shadows Fall, God Forbid, Trivium. I love that stuff. Lamb of God back in the day. That music was great. I'm just not a big fan of that new modern wave of metalcore or deathcore, and that seems to be what is taking over Austin. There is good bands in Austin, but the metal scene, like if you're looking for our type of sound and even more extreme like death metal, Martyred is a really good band too, fantastic band. But the scene, I would say, is a little weak right now as far as like if you're into the more extremes.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot. There's a lot to want for.
What I also kind of meant is not just the bands, but what about the venues and stuff like that?
Yeah. So Come and Take It, of course, is a staple of Austin.
It's a staple.
And that's where all the big bands come through. More or less, it's either that or it's the Moody Center. That's where the big tours come through.
Moody Center and UT Austin.
Yeah, that's where you see Gojira. That's where you see Mastodon come through. And ACO Live. You'll see that. Beyond that, your next option, which is what we just played, was Come and Take It, which is a fantastic venue, and they host great shows all the time, international acts. After that, though, it kind of falls off. It just becomes very local. You got the Lost Well, which is obviously also a staple of Austin. Great venue, and they have great bands come through all the time. Crowbar, which is not a new bar, but it's current.
I've never heard of it.
So its current iteration is, though. So Crowbar was around for many, many years, but they did not host live music. It was known as a very King Diamond, Merciful Fate, fanboy metal bar that did not host bands, though. Like, they played metal music. There was no bands. It got burned down by just a homeless guy. Yeah. And then several years later, they opened up and then they reopened recently, and they have a live music element. So it's Crowbar, Lost Well, then, of course, Valhalla, which is downtown.
Yeah, Valhalla.
Small venue, but downtown. So you really only got like about 4 options right now if you want to play in Austin for metal.
Yeah.
There's not much going on.
I just want to add something about the deathcore bands. You know, we may not fit into the deathcore bands. One thing the deathcore bands do really well is they're really good at navigating the online presence. You know, it may not translate to like the local scene, but they're really good about getting out and getting the Austin metal scene out to like a lot of people around the world. And so I do want to say that, you know, they do their part in trying to get the Austin metal scene out there. One of the bands that we played with was Fervorance, and they're a really great band, and they got signed to Metal Blade.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fervence is Fervence, right?
Yeah. Fervence. From
that
Austin?
band, yeah, they're fantastic. And I would say out of all the bands of that genre that I've seen, they're the best easily in Austin.
And they got signed to Metal Blade?
Yeah, and they're fantastic.
When did that happen?
Not probably quite a year ago.
6 months ago.
And we played a couple shows with them, and they were fantastically nice people.
Wow.
And even though we're totally different genres, we vibed instantly, and they are like truly talented.
Metal Blade,
and they deserve all the success they're getting. They do it
Metal-
on the level that it needs to be done. Where there's a lot of bands, I feel like they do that genre that are phoning it in and just kind of trend riding. They're like the real deal.
Yeah, and Fervorance, I mean, they work their tail off. Like I give a big shout out to them because I mean they They go play Longview, Texas. Like, they go play skate
That's
shops.
what it
Like,
takes, bro.
They grind
That's
it
what it
out.
takes.
And now they're on, like, a multi-state tour. And, like, I'm super happy for them. There are definitely the stars in the sky for the Austin metal scene. Not necessarily as much as, like, in our camp, as much as, like, what we're doing. But as far as modern metal and modern deathcore, which deathcore is so insanely popular right now that it does kind of keep our scene relevant.
Yeah.
With the youngsters anyways. I mean, I had a kid last night that was like, is there going to be any hardcore or deathcore bands playing? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's just going to be thrash and black metal from here on, bud. He's
Dude.
like, damn it.
I mentioned this to you downstairs, and aside, what happens in any given market, whether it's San Antonio or Austin or Dallas, I kind of felt, and I told you this, that you guys, Bannerlord, are a part of really an up and coming group of veteran musicians and new bands who are just doing great things. Bannerlord, Hassarat, who was here last week, Corpse Hole, all these guys who are just doing great stuff. Despite, what may be trending, that you guys continue to stay true to what you're doing.
I think we are probably the most unfazed people in the world about what's trending.
Yeah.
I mean, we are going to always do what we want, what we like and appreciate. I don't think there's a single person in here that is thinking about how do we appeal to the masses over, like, we love the music we make. If you like it, that's a bonus, but we are number one focus is like, let's make something that we love, that's music that we want to make.
I want to give, because I respect each of you, I want to give each of you an opportunity to share people who have helped you or inspired you along your musical journey up to this point. Let's start with you, Zach, and we'll pass the mic along and share a little bit about who those individuals are.
I'm going to try not to be too long-winded because, I can go on and on and on. But, the first thing is to be my wife has been extremely supportive. Oh,
God. Yeah, you got to talk to the wife.
Is it my wife? But my wife has been super supportive of, like, anything I want to do.
She puts up with all your shit.
She has no complaints ever about anything.
Good. That's true love, bro.
It
That's
is, and
true
I'm
love.
extremely grateful to have her as my wife. I mean, she's never complains about me coming home late from shows. She's like, don't drink too much.
And you're home drunk.
Be careful. But then I'd say, like, my dad was extremely important in my, like I can remember hearing George Thorogood in our little red Geo Metro outside Hearn, Texas the first time. And, like, music for me just, like, clicking. And, like, that had, like, immediately, like, listening to Allman Brothers and shit before baseball games. Like, really him teaching me how to, like, feel music and not just be, like, it being a trendy thing, but be, like, letting it hit you, man.
Right, feel it.
And then I want to give a shout out to Brandon, me and him have been playing guitar together for 20 years. He's the first person I ever met that knew Children
Your crazy
of Bodom.
brother-in-law.
Before he was my brother-in-law, he was my best friend. I don't think of him as my brother-in-law. I think of him as my brother.
There you go.
Not in an Arkansas way. But it's he was the first person I met that listened to metal. I come from a town, like, whenever I was there, it was like 800 people, like, super small town. I was the only person listening to metal. Brandon was the first person I met that listened to metal also. And the first night we met, we're cutting donuts in a pasture, listening to Children of Bodom and Pantera. Like, it was like I finally met my people.
You guys are crazy.
And immediately it was like, dude, it was like that, man. So my wife, my dad, and I want to say Brandon, man, like, he's been such an inspiration in my life. And meeting a guitar player like him has been, like, really life-changing for me.
Great. Tell me, Wade.
Well, so first of all, I've got my friend Garrick. He's in a Korean death punk disco band. He's awesome, man. He's always there. He lives in Korea. Well, that's why he's a drummer I knew here in Austin.
Wow.
He moved to Korea.
Wow.
He found a band in Korea.
Why did he move to Korea?
You know what, man?
He's a
I think
teacher?
he was kind of, his career was up in the air, and he became a teacher. He said, fuck it, I'm going to go to Korea and teach English. But he's been my kind of drummer confidant. You know, when we have drummer issues that people don't understand, we have each other, you know. But beyond that, I would say, like, I don't want to copy Zach's answer here, but this band, like, just everybody in this band has... I was at a point where I was like, I don't know if I even want to drum anymore. I can't find the music I want to play. Like, I feel like I'm just... Every band I play in is like a disappointment, you know? And I met these guys, and it was like, I have a reason to practice again. I have a reason to care again and to spend my time again. And you can't ask for anything more than that as a musician. Is, you know, some good bandmates to really light a fire under your ass and get you going. You know?
And I'm sure it's not only musically, but personally.
Oh, totally, man.
These dudes are cool dudes. Like, you gel with them.
Totally, man. Like, just the last couple years, I feel like me as a person, me as a musician, have grown so much just because of my interaction with these guys. So
And grown
could not
as a
be more
human
grateful.
being, too.
Exactly. Totally.
Relationship-wise.
As a person, a musician, exactly everything. I love these guys. I'm so grateful to them, and that's.
I don't know if you know this, but
me.
these boys have been with me for like 20 years.
Oh yeah, Rick was saying 15 years, man. That's a long time.
Long fucking time, bro.
Well,
yeah, I take care of my boys. I buy them Miller Lite.
Hey, if you get that Miller Lite, you're good, buddy. You're good.
Come on, Charles. Tell me what you got.
All right. Well, yeah, I do have to copy Zach, and I gotta say my wife.
Yeah, of course.
Is that the camera? Alisa, how you doing, sweetie?
Don't say it like that.
Is it Alicia or is it Alisa?
It's Alisa, bro.
I'm just kidding. I always fucked that up.
You been married a long time?
I've been married 9 years.
Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah.
That's
but
a
we've
long
been
time, bro.
together 19 years.
Let me warn you. Year number 13. That's the crossroad.
Oh.
Mark my words. If you can make it past 13,
Okay.
you're going to go all the way.
My brother, he's a year and a half older than me. He's the guy, you know, that started playing guitar ahead of me, that influenced all of my musical tastes. You know, like we had a lot of similar yet different tastes. When he was into grunge, I was doing nu metal. And then, you know, I heard him pick up guitar and play some fucking Lamb of God. And like, I was like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So now here I am. He
Here
bought
you
me
go.
my first bass guitar.
The skull mask.
I bought this myself and painted it and all that sort of
So,
thing.
Charles, you know, I didn't get to, we've been talking about the band.
Yeah.
But as I talk about you as the singer, which is what I most recognize you as, but you are a bass player in the band. So
Yeah.
if people go see you live, you're going to play bass. What do you feel more? Are you more the singer or the bass player? Which
man.
is like your home?
Damn.
Mine.
Keep it simple. Like, where is your home?
Uh,
I want to say you were first the bass player and then became the singer. Is that true?
mean, that is true. I did start with the bass.
But you're so good at singing, bro.
Well, thank you.
You're so good at singing.
It's
Lips of an angel too.
very cathartic, right? In front of a metal band and get to scream your head off. I fucking love it. But other than that, I want to thank my best friend who I started with playing in our early bands, Adon Madrid, hell of a drummer, still doing his own thing. I could go for 3 hours shouting out folks, especially the other bands we've been playing with.
For sure, all the people in the
especially,
scene. All the people in the scene, yeah.
These dudes right here.
Your
you
brothers,
guys,
yeah.
man.
Yeah. Brandon, what do you got?
So I'll just start above my parents. So neither's a musician, but they've always been incredibly supportive of me.
For sure.
They don't like this type of music at all.
Of course
they
not.
would never. They weren't into it at all. My dad, rest his soul, when he was here, he always said, "It sounds good musically, but I wish I could understand the words." That was always his thing, and I was like, I can't help you with that, but he was always so supportive. I mean, he always was. And then my mom, she always had such a love of rock and roll. Van Halen's her favorite band of all time.
Wow.
I grew, and then she always just listened to 90s rock growing up. So I would just be rolling in the car with her, just listening to
There you go.
Soundgarden, Alice in Chains.
Tell her, Mom, it's your fault.
That's what started it.
Thanks, Lisa.
That's what started it.
Lisa.
And so I got to give a shout out to my parents. They don't like metal, but had it not been for their support, and they always supported me playing guitar and learning an art, it would have never happened. Now we're going to get a little bit avant-garde with it.
Oh, no.
So I got to give it up to Cloudstrife69 on AOL Messenger.
Oh, no. I don't even know what that is.
My first exposure to extreme metal, and I'm not even joking, was a random person I met on AOL Messenger named Cloudstrife69, and they sent me. I'm not joking, dudes. They sent me. He was like, "Hey,
How old were you when that happened?
about like 12, about like 12 or something." But but they were like, we were on this video game website, and they're like, we were on this metal forum, and they're like, "Hey, give me your AOL," and they sent me like Death, Flesh and the Power It Holds,
Oh, yeah.
At the Gates, Slaughter of the Soul, and then they sent me an As I Lay Dying track, and they're like, "This is real metal," because I was just saying, "Hey, I thought like Metallica was metal," and so they sent me them, and honestly, I was horrified at first. Well, no, I love Metallica, don't get me wrong, but I thought that was the heaviest thing that ever existed. But I had never heard anything heavier than Metallica, so to me, that was like the heaviest it ever got, or Nirvana. You know what I'm saying? I was like, that's the two heaviest bands. And then this random dude's like, this is where the real heavy stuff is.
Oh, this is real
on the
metal.
internet. And then I listened to those tracks. I heard Death, and I was honestly terrified. I turned it off right away.
Oh,
right
no.
when Chuck Schuldiner was like, "Lie down, rats," or something like that. I was just like, brother, I'm turning this shit off. And I turned it off. I was terrified. The As I Lay Dying track I kind of liked, and it grew on me. And then At the Gates turned it off. Yeah, so that honestly, some random person on the internet is probably the main reason I got into extreme metal.
Wow.
Cloudstrife69.
Thanks. Thank you to this anonymous person.
And I got to give credit to Zach. He threw it to me. I'm going to throw it to him. He pushed us to start this band.
Yeah.
And we used to jam Slayer together at house parties. Me and him, we just play like Metallica riffs, Slayer riffs, and it would no drums, nothing. Just me and him in a room, just headbanging drunk, and like people would walk by the room and be like, "The fuck are these guys doing?" And we'd just be literally just headbanging, thrashing, just guitars only, just playing the riffs together like Dead Skin Mask. We do
Angel of Death.
Angel of Death. We did a Star Wars compilation, but like metal style. We did a bunch of Metallica riffs. Yeah. Oh, Stephen Curry, that brother.
Yeah, Stephen Curry.
And then we had a good time with that. And then but then there was just a long period of time where I was just writing music and it was going nowhere, and I wasn't hanging out. I wasn't writing it with anybody, and that's where Zach recognized, hey, let's finally make this something. And that's kind of where Bannerlord started. And then last of all, the generic, but we'll shout out my wife or whatever. Just because once again, she's not really into this.
What's her name again? Your wife?
Marty Saul.
Marty Saul.
She's not. She doesn't listen to this type of music, but she's also been very supportive.
Of course, she was in the video.
She was in the video. She's not into. She likes metal, but she likes.
She died in the video.
She likes. She died for the video. She likes Pantera. She likes like Metallica, that type of metal. She doesn't listen to our type of metal, but she still likes metal.
Yeah.
But yo, so I mean, I went in order of operations, man. It was my parents. Cloudstrife69, wherever you are, brother. I hope you're doing well.
Cloudstrife69.
Brother,
Wow.
brother, I hope you're doing well. Zach, and then Marcel.
Wow. Okay. Thank you guys so much. What an amazing interview tonight. I want to thank each of you for coming and giving me all your best.
Thank you, Rob.
You guys are great. You guys are great. You know, I was telling my boys, I don't know what to expect from these crazy fucking guys from Bannerlord, but I know we're gonna have a good time, and I know you guys have seen my post, so you guys have lived up to the expectation. I'm even more stoked and supportive of Bannerlord now that I know the people behind this band. So all you people out there as well, go out there and look for the EPs. The EPs are called Enter the Veil, Realize Mortality, and there's a string of singles that came out in the fall and this year. Go download them right now and jam them like we do. You saw the band from Austin, Bannerlord, only right here on Rob's MetalWorks.